Hey everyone, and welcome to our guide to Atramedes. Atramedes? Uh, Welcome to our guide to Big Blind Angry Dragon. Today we're going to be taking him on, and he's really not a hard fight at level 90, even though we don't even have the best gear, but it doesn't take very much to kill him. He needs some self-healing. He does a fair amount of damage, not anything crazy, but he has a few fire breath abilities that are pretty hard. The main mechanic of this fight, though, is a thing called sound. It doesn't seem to have too much effect if you're the one actually tanking him, but if you have a small party or a duo, anything like that, the other person will need to watch it. As he uses these abilities that you're seeing right now, like Sonic Pulse and Sonic Breath and all that, it does quite a bit of damage, but it also massively increases your sound. And the only way to clear your sound is by hitting one of the giant bells that are around the circumference of the room. But the only thing is, when you use it, it'll stun him for a few seconds, which also helps to deal with the damage. But each time you hit one, he melts it down, so you only have a limited number of bells to use. So you have to make sure that you use them wisely. So basically you can see right now he's not really doing a whole lot of damage. You gotta watch out for all the fire everywhere, and if you can avoid like the sonic pulses, it's not really easy to do as a melee class, but as a ranged class they should be pretty easy to avoid. Now he's going into the air phase, which is kind of a pain because, for one, if you're a melee fighter you can't reach him obviously, and for two, he does another breath ability that actually follows you and you can't really outrun it. You can outrun usually the first few seconds of it, but after that it hits you and it does quite a bit of damage. The only way to stop it is to hit one of the bells and stun him, but again, you only have so many bells to work with, so pretty much just hit it in desperation when someone's about to die, like now. And you can use stuff like I used Anti-Magic Shield, or if you have any other damage reduction abilities, it'll work to get you through it so you don't have to waste as many shields. We tried to only use one shield during the air phase so that we would have plenty to get us through the fight. But once the air phase is over, he comes back down and it's just the same thing over again. More sonic pulses and sonic breaths, and it's pretty much just a matter of keeping an eye on your health and making sure that you hit the shields whenever he's doing a breath and you're taking a lot of damage. And usually you'll have enough damage between a couple of level 90s or more that it really won't be that much of an issue to run out of bells, but you do need to make sure that you stay as close to the bells as you can, because you might find yourself needing to hit one and then the ones around you are already burned up, or you didn't realize you got far away from one, and then you're kind of screwed. But going back to another air phase, and like most bosses with air phases, he won't actually die in the air. If you get his health all the way down, he'll just kind of continue to fly there, and he'll fly back down and then die. I guess that was to fix the issues they were having back to where it bugged out and you couldn't get your loot. So you can see I tried to use my shield to take down some of the damage. I'm just kind of eating the rest so I don't have to waste a shield on it. And it might be a little trickier if you come in here by yourself. You'll have to probably use the shields more and make sure your timing's good so that you have enough shields to get you through the fight, but that you can still hit them enough to interrupt these abilities that are really gonna hurt you. With 2 people, it's not as bad because a lot of the breaths he'll use on the second person, and you're not having to take all the damage yourself. And likewise, if you come in with a bigger group of people, it'll be a lot easier because you'll have a lot more damage and he'll go down a lot faster, and you won't have to worry about running out of shields at all. I mean, you can see we're down to 4 shields now at this point, so if we had been using them every time we really thought we needed to, we would have been out by now, so it's not too hard to time, but you want to be aware of how many you're using to make sure that you don't get to a point where you get hit with a breath and then you don't have a shield to use. But that's pretty much it. It's really not too bad, and he's one of the easier fights in here compared to some of the other bosses towards the end, so but that pretty much wraps it up. Thanks for watching. If you liked what you saw, feel free to comment, like, subscribe, come back. We're gonna continue on and get some footage of the rest of the bosses. We got a tough one coming up next that has given us some trouble in the past, that once we get down will be a good one to watch, because it's really quite the dance with death. But thanks all for watching, and we'll see you next time.